I made a mobile game and released it to the app stores in 24 hours. I'll show you the process I did from design to implementation to releasing to the app stores. And just to be clear, I did this across a couple of days and not in one 24-hour day. The design I came up with is the player moves and consumes different colored collectibles and then can use those different colored collectibles to destroy the corresponding colored enemies. I set up a character controller in Unity and then imported a joystick package so I could move on smartphones. I had to make the joystick dynamic so you could touch anywhere on the screen. Then I checked in the code. Quick update where I'm at time-wise. You see my screen, I have about 2.5 hours into this project, and this is the 2.5 hours broken down into tasks. So once I learned how to declare an enum again, I set up the different color collectibles. So if the player collects blue, then they can destroy blue enemies, etc. I'm starting to feel the pressure a little bit. I put in 6.5 hours, and what I have right now is, it's like barely a game. You can succeed or fail. So success would be you hit the green success position, and then it will load the next level. Or if you fall off and land on this red platform plane, level failure. I think I can make it into a game, but the time is ticking. I did a whiteboarding session, basically concluded I need to get patrolling enemies working. So I set that up, and then collision. So I found some code in JavaScript and converted to C#. Now when the enemy collides with the player is pushed a little bit. I set up a character model on the player. Then I set up consumables attached to the player's hand. So when they run over the consumable, it's enabled in the player's hand, invisible. And you'll notice the consumables are now a fish and a banana. So the concept is you feed the corresponding animal, either a bear or a monkey. I set up animation, so now you can feed the animals and run around. I checked in the code and closed the corresponding task. I had another whiteboarding session, concluded I need to get level assets set up like water and the level failure camera. So I set up a water asset that kind of has a moving shader on it. And then I set up the level failure camera and just attached it to the player so I could see how it looks when they fall in the water. Then I made the level failure camera only active when the player falls in the water. And you'll notice there's a killer whale there, so that's the enemy. So I made the player focus on the killer whale when they fall in the water. I'm about halfway done with the project, almost at 12 hours. I put about 2 hours into design and 10 hours into development. The game's coming along. You can consume the consumables, which are a fish or a banana, and feed the corresponding animal, either the bear or the monkey. I made the killer whale quickly swim towards the player when the player falls in the water and it's level failure. I had the animals pause and kind of sit. It looks more natural in the movement. I found a boat asset I liked for the level success. And the concept is when the player hits this level success collider, then they'll run towards the boat and sail away. So I set up running towards the boat when they hit the collider. And then I made a level success camera, so it pans down and also the boat sails away. I made an endgame success scene, then did a whiteboarding session on level design. I changed the player so they could consume more than one consumable at a time. I made some levels in Draw.io and then took my designs and built them in Unity in Engine. I cleaned up the levels and prepped them for an actual polished release. I created an app in the App Store to get ready to upload, as well as Google Play. I imported ads, and it worked great for setting up on iOS, but it did not work for Android right away. I found the exact problem I was having in a forum post. They said to downgrade, but I couldn't really do that, so I found a different solution. I uploaded the app to the App Store, and then made some screenshots and recordings, ran out of time, and submitted it.